What's up, everyone? It's the Allegedly Podcast, and we're back with episode 7, part 3, and this is Salary Capping, and we got a special edition of Salary Capping today because we are featuring Neely, the queen of fantasy football. What's up, Neely?
What's up, Neil?
Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Nils, you are the first guest that we have on the show in this new segment of Salary Capping. And we had to have you as the first guest because of the prestigious fantasy football career that you have. So just to start us out, man, let us know who you are in fantasy football. Tell us about the leagues you play in, stuff like that.
Well, I am the commissioner and one of the founding members of Shack Life Fantasy Football League. I am also the 3-time champ of Shack Life Fantasy Football League. I won it in 2014, 2015, and this past year in 2020. I also I'm the champ of the Hall of Blamers Fantasy Football League. I won that this past year. Funny story behind that. It's a whole bunch of guys I used to work with at Bay Offshore, and I used to beg them since like 2014, literally beg them. I want to play with y'all. Oh, no, y'all can't play with me. She can't play. So the 1 year they let me in, and I won it all. And I still don't remember from them, but guess what? I won it.
So are you still in that league?
Flawless.
You still in the Hall of Blamers, so you get a chance to defend your title?
Yes, I am. I'm back in that league. I'm actually 2-1 in that league right now. So came out guns blazing, 145 on the dash. I won this past week, but man, Loopy, that's my Achilles heel, almost like you, Tyler. The one you just can't ever beat, no matter how good the getting is. I can't beat him. I cannot beat him.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Let me ask you another quick question. How do you manage all those different leagues that you're in? How are you able to manage that?
Let me tell you, I've got accustomed to it, but it is not a struggle, but it is it's conflicting because in some leagues you think about, say, for instance, I have Cooper Kupp in 3 of those 4 leagues, and you can imagine want Cooper Kupp to go off and then having to worry about him going off on you, especially in a tight match. And that that's what you run into whenever you manage multiple leagues. But it's been Shack Life. This is our 8th season. I've been in Murder Cup for, I think this is my 4th season. Hall of Blamers, this is my 2nd season, and Flawless, this is my 3rd season. I was actually the runner-up for Flawless last season, so I almost won 3 fantasy championships in one. Y'all wouldn't gonna let me live that down. That's why it didn't happen, because you wouldn't be able to tell me, nah, it could have never went down that way.
So check this. Ink Spot got some news off the streets for you. He wanted to ask you about something real quick.
Yeah, how you doing?
What's going
congratulations. Congratulations. Nothing much. We picked up some important information before this segment, and one of these leagues that you're in, we knew that auto draft, that was like a big thumbs down, and word kind of leaked out that the champ had auto draft. Could you kind of tell me a little bit about that?
I absolutely can, and I want to say that I want to be the first to say that I leaked my own information prior to this interview. So,
okay.
Yeah. So let me tell you, because it is, and because when it comes down to the integrity of your league, that is a huge thumbs down. It was, even had about it, when things happen. I want to say 1 year, Bird couldn't remember his password. He ended up being on auto draft the whole time. That's one thing. With all the things that I got going on, and I mean, it's no way, because I'm literally the commissioner, and I literally set the draft date and time. I was literally 1 hour off. And in my defense, I want to say that I had in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, because Hall of Blamers draft started at 5. Shack Life started at 4, and you know how whenever you go to set, well, Tyler, you may know when you go in to set it, it's always at Eastern time. So it was 5 o'clock Eastern time, 4 o'clock Central. It was a whole bunch of stuff to do. Look, and y'all know how I'm always the late one at the Shack. I mean, I had to cook the food. I'm like, oh, the champ is on time today. I literally get to the Shack and Legina's like, you are on auto draft and you have been on auto draft. I'm like, it's no way. I'm like, y'all joking. I'm thinking they messing with me. I'm like, you joking, bruh. 6 straight rounds of auto draft. It's like, oh my God, now how the hell I'm gonna explain this? Yeah, it is not one of my most proud moments, but I assure you it was literally a glitch in the commissioner. Yeah. Oh, it was absolutely an accident. My team, the members of the league didn't deserve that. I know how big, because I know I'm big on that, and I know how auto draft can mess up everything, because I necessarily wouldn't have went, and y'all know me, y'all play with me, y'all know I'm not drafting no 4 running backs back to back to back. Y'all know I'm receiver heavy. But I will say the 4 running backs got me that 3-0 right now.
So what's going on in that league right now? Because SheLoveTheBigD is a famous ball club. Like it's one of the known ball clubs in the area, and it's won several championships, like you said. So after auto drafting, how'd you start? How'd you start off in the league?
You know what? Now I will say this: after auto drafting, I mean, it doesn't feel good, but it feels good. Me being at 3-0. Maybe it was just meant for me not to blow it, because I know a lot of players that I would have went for that's not doing too good right now. So maybe, look, it might have been serendipitous that I did go on auto draft. You never know. But it's still some heavy competition in there. Even after auto drafting, you still have to determine who got the best matchup. You have to manage it. You don't win at the draft, but you definitely can't lose at the draft. I still have to manage this team for 14 weeks. I still got to be number 1 in my division. And I don't know how I stayed with Virgil in my division. For some reason, I actually played Virgil this week. So, man, Brad, I think I scared by Brad last week. Hold up, I'm looking at it right now I kind of pulled ahead of him with Aaron Jones. Brad got a good squad, so that's another one in my division that's always tough. But even after auto drafting, I still have to manage this league. I still have to make sure I don't have 50 points on the bench like somebody that I'm not gonna mention their name had Justin Herbert and Mike Williams on the bench this week. I ain't gonna say who it was though.
I suffer from that too. I suffer from that. I know how to draft a team, but I recently ain't been able to play a team. So Los is one of our experts on looking at a team and putting a team together. And I think he got a question for you about your roster real quick.
Oh, well, I'm running. I like running backs, me. So you say you wouldn't have did it, I probably would have did it. So, and I'm looking at you, and I like what you got. That's Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler, right?
Yeah, I think it was. I had the 9th pick, so it went Eckler, then Jones.
Yeah.
Then I want to say I got in. I think Gibson, then Mixon.
Okay, I ain't even noticed Mixon down there, but the running backs, if they hit, they gonna get the rock, man. So I like your team. Yeah. And you mentioned Brad and Virgil, so they must have some tough competition for you.
Yeah, I'm coming up against, even though I feel like he's on a slump, and like this is another one of those conflicting weeks because I have Mahomes in 2 leagues, and Virgil can't live without Mahomes. So I got him, and he got Mahomes and going up against Devontae Adams. So I got he always a tough competitor, always a tough opponent with Virgil. So got to get through this week. Got to stay ahead of that division. Got to, because then one slip up. You can't, and you can't even count Latour out ever. I think Latour might be up there in the standings too. So yeah, Toe ranked number 3 overall and number 2 in our division at 2-1. So you can't slip. You can't slip in that division at all.
Yeah, sounds like pretty tough over there. But you got Michael Thomas on the bench, I see. So you were just holding out for him.
Oh, absolutely. I have him twice, and he's supposed to be making his comeback that Monday night game. I can't remember against who. He come back on a Monday night. Ooh, I need that to come alive. Like I said, that's a high risk, high reward thing right there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but then
Hands out is
I got
good.
that exactly.
Yeah, I like it. I like the running backs, me. So I'm gonna just say that I like your team. I wish y'all luck. And
Thank you. Same to you.
yeah, thank you.
She
How
got
do you
some.
feel? One last before we get out of here. How do you feel about this upcoming week?
Looking at these matchups, right now, like I said, as that Patrick Mahomes, I'm coming up against Patrick Mahomes going up again. Y'all saw what we just did. You saw what Dak just did to Philly. Man, Patrick Mahomes is about to dirty work Philly. Oh my goodness. But I got you know what? Strangely, I got Aaron Jones coming up against Pittsburgh, and I got Dak. That's my 2 heavy hitters because y'all know how I feel. No bias. I just know how I feel about Dak Prescott, and I definitely had to have him in my lineup this year. I got Dak coming up against Carolina, and just Carolina defense. Just oh my God, what is this?
Yeah.
What is happening? Carolina is 3-0 in the NFL. I got Dak coming up against him. This week. I mean, it's a lot of favorable matchups. So I'm, and I'm just seeing Virgil got CeeDee Lamb too. Kittle. I hope that Emmanuel Sanders was just a 1 week, just a 1 week thing. I need Stephon Diggs to come alive in another league. But this upcoming week, we in for a fight with Virgil for sure, as always.
That should be an interesting one. Keep us posted on it.
I will do.
Before we let you go, we like to play during salary cap, and we like to play this game called On Credit. All right, and during this game, we're gonna give you a prompt, and you gotta either accept that on credit or you gotta decline it, depending on how you feel about that situation. All right, so we got a couple situations for you, and we want to see how you feel about these things as it pertains to fantasy football. All right, so we're gonna
all right.
Post those things up real quick so you can see them, and we'll get to talking about it. All right. So on credit, I got the first one for you. On credit, Saquon is back. How you feel about that?
Oh, the way I feel about that one, man, you got to run my card again. It declined the first time, but run it again.
Run it again.
Run it again.
Tell us a little bit. There. Give us a little bit.
That's a tough matchup coming up against New Orleans, but I think I kind of took a glance at his upcoming schedule. It's gonna be a tough week against New Orleans. I mean, but exactly what else? I mean, he the backbone. He gotta run. Y'all gotta run it off. He got to run it. So I think I'm end up accepting now. I think Saquon. Back.
I don't think next week when the Saints week, but I feel like you feel. I think after that he might turn the corner.
Right.
All right.
And you know how easy it is for us to take the first 3 weeks into consideration. You still kind of, but we get into it. I think he's back. Except.
Okay, we'll take that. Here's the next one.
All right, I ask you this one. Mike Williams from the Chargers, will he go for 20 plus this week for the 4th consecutive week?
Except. Keenan Allen has been that guy for a long time, but Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen was Phillip Rivers' guy for a long time. Mike Williams is Justin Herbert's guy. Except.
I like that.
Yes.
Man,
absolutely.
It hurts when you talk about somebody who did you bad the week before, boy. It hurts.
I know.
So, Los, what you got for on credit?
All right, so the last 2 games I noticed that Dallas, they kind of been run heavy. They kind of went away from the pass a lot, and it's working. Y'all won both games, and I was wondering if you think this week Dak will have to be a top 5 quarterback in order for y'all to win, or do you believe y'all keep it the way y'all been doing it?
Totally unbiased because with so I feel like the run game. I feel like Zeke is gonna play Zeke and Pollard because Pollard is fast. Zeke has that strength. I feel like the running game is back for this Carolina defense, especially with Zach Martin being back. I don't know about the pass. I might have to decline Dak on this, and I'm sorry. And he's my quarterback. My quarterback.
Yeah,
Don't have to run the ball.
that's totally unbiased right there. I didn't expect that one.
I didn't expect
It's been working, man, and y'all look good while y'all doing it.
Yeah, the running game
one.
definitely looks good. Running game look good.
So Neil, before we let you go, it's Sunday. You open up your fantasy football app. What's the best advice you could give to other fantasy football owners? The best advice on a Sunday right before the game starts. What the best advice you could give somebody?
Your mind should have been made up Saturday night.
So if you still thinking on Sunday morning, you're in trouble.
The only exception to that is if you have a player like this past week, for example, Dalvin Cook was a game time decision. Your mind should be made up Saturday night. Set it and forget it, because them last minute changes is always the ones that do you in. That's just me. Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it. We'll definitely throw that jewel away, man, and tuck that away and remember those things on a Sunday morning. Nils, we really appreciate you coming through, being our very first guest on the Allegedly podcast on Salary Cappin, man. We really appreciate you. We appreciate your insight. Wish you the best of luck to your team. Go add another trophy to that trophy case.
Pleasure is all mine, gentlemen. I miss y'all. I miss playing with y'all. But good luck to all of y'all teams this year.
We appreciate you, man. Hey, you never know what the future holds.
Never know.
All right, man. Be cool.
All right. I love y'all.
Peace.
All right.
Love you too.
Love.